So this will be my ultimate Amazon pre-launch playbook for supplements startups or existing supplements companies getting ready to expand onto Amazon. So I thought I'd make this video to help you understand exactly what you need to do and exactly in what order, the most common mistakes to avoid, and what are the best practices and latest strategies. And this will be a step-by-step guide. Note, I don't gatekeep anything on my channel. It's all out there for you to fully do yourself in-house. I even have a full pre-launch and post-launch checklist, timeline, calendar, board, table. You can find a link to this in the description if you like, so your team can come back to all of this and reference this for your launch. I'm Riley Bennett, founder of AMC, and we help health and wellness brands such as yours win on Amazon. If you want to have us do all of this for you, we are a boutique Amazon growth agency. We're a small team of 5 Amazon experts in the US. Feel free to get in touch at amazingmarketingco.com. Couple case studies before we get started. We helped this supplements company grow from $300,000 a month to $400,000 a month in 6 months. And we helped this one launch from scratch to $75,000 a month in just the first month following my launch strategies. All right, let's just get into my pre-launch playbook. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to breeze through fairly quickly because you can come back to this. You can find a link to this in the description for free. So step number 1 is R&D, research, plan, and create amazing products, because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to make $1 million, having amazing, unique products. Step number 2, do this ASAP. This is very important. Open your seller account. I tell companies this all the time. First question I ask, do you have your seller account opened? If you do not, do this today. So go to sell.amazon.com and click sign up. And this is way before you have manufacturing, way before everything. Do this as soon as you think I'm going to sell on Amazon. Get this done way ahead of time because there can be delays. If everything is smooth, you can have your account open in a couple days, but there can be delays. So I tell companies, do this first things first. The next thing is enroll your brand. Enroll in brand registry. So you're going to go to sell.amazon.com/brand registry, and you are just going to click enroll your brand. Follow the steps. Do this ASAP. If you do not have your brand name trademarked yet, get one ASAP through Amazon IP Accelerator. Make sure that if you have not filed your trademark with the USPTO yet, file it through Amazon IP Accelerator. It's basically a program that connects you with a network of vetted legal service providers that offer trademark support. And basically, they're Amazon's partners for trademark registration. And what that does is allows you to enroll in brand registry before your actual trademark is approved with the government, which can take 9 months. All right, so this next step is important, and it's compliance health check. So before you do your packaging and before you do your manufacturing, make sure you do a compliance health check. So that is consult with a supplements compliance expert to make sure your claims and compliance are all good to go to avoid any catastrophic mistakes before starting production. There are many common pitfalls. And actually, watch this video I did with supplements compliance expert Brian Yam about the compliance and approval process for Amazon, as well as the most common pitfalls. So what I recommend is his agency. So go to blueoceanregulatory.com, book a consultation, and make sure before you go to production, he looks over your formula, your packaging, your claims, everything that you have going on, and just make sure that you're not effing up on anything, because there are some very common mistakes that supplements startups make, not only with FDA and legal stuff, but there are Amazon specific stuff that you need to be aware of. So 1,000% worth the investment to make sure you consult with a compliance expert before going to production. That way, before you invest tons of money in production, you have triple checked everything is good to go. And then I have branding, manufacturing. So before you do the manufacturing and labels, get branding done. Get your brand created, brand name, product name, website logo, brand voice, visuals, all that. All I would say in terms of recommendation is make sure you go through a professional branding agency that specializes in supplements. So whether it's going through my creative agency, amazingcreative.io, or another creative branding agency, just invest as much as you can in creating the best brand possible. That is the best possible ROI investment you can make. Your brand is going to last forever. So don't cut corners. Don't go cheap when it comes to branding. The way you're going to make a $10 million brand is by looking and feeling like a $10 million brand. So that's what I tell the startups. They come to us, hey, we have this product, this formula. Have you gone through a professional branding agency yet? No? Okay. They'll tell us what their needs are, their budget. We'll make a recommendation, whether that's us or whether that's another agency. Okay. Make sure you get your branding done. Then I have manufacturing, and then I have photo shoot. Your photo shoot is your bedrock of your brand for years to come. So they go hand in hand. Maybe your branding agency offers photo shoot, maybe they don't. Same with video shoot. You're going to get your photos and your videos. For video shoot and photo shoot, I recommend Suna, creative at scale for brands with standards. Why? Because they do a lot of supplements and CPG, and they also happen to be based in Austin. That's where our COO, Dave, lives, and he knows these guys, and we work with these guys. So that's on getting your creative assets ready to go. And then as soon as you can, and this can actually be done ASAP, is inside of Seller Central, you add your catalog to Seller Central. So you're going to add the UPCs, and that's going to start the approval process. After your ASIN is added in Seller Central, you're going to send some stock to FBA. Do this as soon as you can. It can be a small batch at first. There's no minimum to send to FBA. So let's say it's 100 units just to get the reviews and the compliance process started. You can do that, but send in stock to FBA ASAP. And the next step is lab testing. So the next step is compliance, and you want to get this started as soon as possible. Amazon requires lab testing essentially for all supplements. There's no way around this. What you'll do is you'll log into Seller Central and you will click Account Health, and then you will click Product Policy Compliance, and you will see your products down here with different actions that it wants you to take. Over here on the right, you're going to click Submit, and then this sidebar is going to pop up, and basically you're going to click Verify your product to select a provider to verify your product's compliance. Amazon has their list of verified third-party testing providers right here, as you can see. So you can pick one, or what you can do is you can click Instructions to request quotes from multiple providers and download the Excel template, and it has detailed instructions on how to email all the providers to request quotes. Now, go ahead and do that. To my knowledge, Eurofins has been known as the gold standard in supplements for many years because they have the highest standards and most advanced testing in the industry. Now, for that reason, they are not going to be the cheapest. That being said, some savvy customers are familiar with the Eurofins standard. You're going to come in here, type in your information, and then click Proceed, go to the next step, and it's going to start the process, which is basically an email communication with Eurofins. They will email you the instructions to send them your product for lab testing, as well as a quote. And how much it costs depends on how many ingredients. It can be $1,000 all the way up to multiple thousand. Then you'll send your product into them. They will test it, and then automatically you'll come back here when the testing is done, and it will automatically say approved. Eurofins tells Amazon directly if you basically passed the test or didn't pass the test. Now, if you already have testing done through a lab, you can submit your testing COA, Certificate of Analysis documents. Now, do note that sometimes you will not see your products here. Sometimes it takes a few months before you even see this compliance notification. Seller Central is weird. Amazon's weird. It's all done by an algorithm. So don't be surprised if you're launching and you're selling and they haven't asked for COA testing yet. That being said, what I would say is get your COA testing done by Eurofins or whatever lab you want as soon as you can, okay, ASAP, and have that ready because Amazon is going to eventually flag the products here and say, hello, seller, please submit your certification to prove to us that what's on the label is inside. It makes sense. Also note that Amazon says we reserve the right to ask for any additional information and to verify product safety compliance at any time. Translation, Amazon may ask for this yearly. It may be every other year. Nobody knows. All Amazon wants is to ensure safety for their marketplace and for their customers. So think of it like a drug test. You know, it could be random drug tests every year, every few years, who knows? Don't be surprised if you get this performance compliance notification inside of Seller Central again. You'll need to test it again and prove to Amazon that yes, still what's on the label is actually what's in the bottle. And yes, you need to do this for every product, of course. Also, here's your quick checklist for what you're going to need. You're going to need your GMP certificate, of course, from the supplier, C of A, like we just talked about. Also, a photo of the product, of all 6 sides of the product, just like this, taken very clearly with a phone sitting on the table. Amazon is going to ask for that. It's also going to ask for all this information, but again, you can reference this document here, link in the description. All right, so your lab testing is happening in the background. The other thing you should be doing in the background is getting your listings designed. So over my 10 years of Amazon experience, I couldn't find a high quality design agency that just specializes in Amazon listings. And that's why I started our sister agency, Amazing Creative. So whether you go through us or another company or expert, all I tell to clients and companies is just make sure whoever creates your Amazon listings specializes in Amazon, because the Amazon messaging and sales pitch is different than what should be on your website, because Amazon is a comparison platform. People come there to compare and to decide which creatine gummy, for example, they want. They don't need to be sold on the idea of a creatine gummy. So it's your job to help them understand why you are the best creatine gummy on Amazon. Here's an example of one we did for its actual creatine gummy. And we talked with them and we brainstormed with them and we narrowed down their USP, which is they don't just have creatine, they also have vitamin B12 and L-taurine. So what we did, we followed our idiot-proof system and made it idiot-proof for the average shopper to understand at a glance in 3 seconds why it's important to also have B12 and taurine in addition to creatine. Otherwise, you are missing out. It's also very important that you have a strategic comparison chart, because again, Amazon is a comparison platform. So there's all these different conversion rate optimization tips and tricks that we specialize in. And the best investment you can make in business and in Amazon is a one-time investment in the conversion rate of your page, whether that's your website or your Amazon page, same thing. So you're getting your Amazon pages designed. Also, your Amazon storefront, goes without saying, have an amazing Amazon storefront. If you want to get in touch with us, go to amazingcreative.io for a quote. Okay, so your listings are getting designed. Now, as soon as you can, the next pre-launch thing is getting your first initial batch of reviews. Now, I have this on pre-launch because you can actually now enroll in Vine reviews before you are launched to the public. So this is the brand new thing as of late, which is a game changer. This is my playbook. Enroll in 30 Vine reviews, and this is before your product is listed as available to the public. All right, so make sure it's not, the launch date is set to the future, okay? So the Vine campaign is gonna start. Then after 10 Vine reviews are posted, then you activate the launch to the public. Boom, you can turn on ads and actually start the launch. I'll pop over here to my complete launch strategy and zoom in here. So these are the 4 things you should do for the review strategy. Vine, turn on request review automation and Helium 10. Enroll in product tester campaigns to make sure that you get more than 30 reviews in 30 days. If we hit that number, it tends to be a really good launch. So that's to hedge your bets, and also to hit 100 reviews in 100 days. And then also my insert card strategy. By the way, if you want to access my entire strategy whiteboard, you'll find a link to that in the description as well. All right, to recap for the pre-launch, we've got our seller account, we've enrolled in brand registry, we've consulted with a compliance expert, we've got our branding, photos, and video creation done by a professional agency specializing in supplements. Then we get our manufacturing going. As soon as we can, we're adding our catalog to Seller Central, starting the compliance process, and sending stock to FBA as soon as we can. While all that is going on, we are designing our Amazon listings and storefront by someone who specializes in Amazon conversion rate optimization. Then as soon as we have stock in FBA, we are starting the Vine reviews process. After we have 10 reviews that are published, then we can launch to the public, boom, and start advertising. Then you hit launch phase, where your overall goal is to build up reviews and rank as soon as you can. Year 1, think your mission is to build reviews and rank. Aim for break even in year 1, and then year 2, find that sweet spot for profitability. In the supplement space, I say in year 1, if you can hit break even, that's like really good. As you know, the supplements industry is all about LTV. It's all about the long game. That's what we're about. I'm not here to say that you are going to make $1 million in year 1. Think long term. First year on Amazon is building up your Amazon real estate. All right, so that needs to be your mindset going into it. If you want to dive straight into my Amazon launch strategy, how to rank and get as many sales as possible, you can go ahead and click the video on the screen. I went through everything step by step. Again, I don't gatekeep anything. There'll actually be a whole playlist you can click, which is basically a free course on my Amazon launch strategy for supplements. And again, if you would like to work with us to implement everything for you, head on over to amazingmarketingco.com. We are a small team, so not able to work with everyone, but you can get in touch on our website, amazingmarketingco.com. All right, see you on the next video.